The following program is an OCAmedia community-produced episode of Oregon Life, and we would like to thank our sponsor, the Oregon Brooklyn Optimist Club. We are proud to have you as a sponsor.
How can I cut this off? Just the laughing. So great. Well, thank you for coming out this morning, everybody. This is really exciting to have our official ribbon cutting ceremony. We started school a few weeks ago, and so this is not the official start, but we had a lot to get done then, so we're happy to do it now. First of all, just a welcome to all of you. Thank you for coming. I also want to welcome the Oregon Chamber of Commerce, and Tara Ingalls is here. Do you want to say anything right now? Okay, sure. And then our congregation, Faith Lutheran Church, our congregational chairman, Mike Zagrodnik, is here. Do you have anything you wanted to say?
No, I guess I just want to say how exciting this is for us. It's a small school beginning, but out of small things come big things. And I was thinking about our forefathers who believed that wisdom was born out of truth and virtue, and I think that's pretty much sums up the classical education and where we want this program to be. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, thank you. I want to introduce our teachers for this year for Sursum Corda Classical School. We have Mr. Jordan Bischoff over here, Mrs. Katie Bischoff, and then Carla Hendricks. And I'm teaching some things as well. So I wanted to share with you something the children have been learning. I think it's always fun to share what they know. And part of the classical education is they get a chance to memorize and do a recitation. It's a fun thing. So we're going to sing. You might know this, but maybe not in Latin.
Candidus, candidus, Angelus, candidus, Maria, covis it. Semper eam sequitur, 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 semper eam sequitur, Maria, covis it.
Comitatus
Semuat, 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 comitatus semuat, magistrum scolae.
Delectabit
Parvulos, parvulos, parvulos,
delectabit
parvulos,
laudem
vestia.
Thank you, children.
All right, ready? Should we count? 1, 2, 3. Yay!
Jordan Bischoff. I'm a teacher here at Sursum Corda Classical School in Oregon, Wisconsin. I teach logic and science. And what's important to me as a teacher is not only teaching information, but changing hearts by what we teach. And we proclaim Jesus Christ and Him crucified. One of the great things about our classes is the size is small. So there's only 3 students in my classes, and they range in age from kindergarten to 3rd grade. So it's very one-on-one. I can work with them and be able to articulate concepts and challenge the older ones and maybe nurture the younger ones. It's very good. It's very rewarding.
I'm Katie Bischoff, and I'm teaching at Sursum Corda. I am teaching the subjects of history and geography, and then we move into the literature classes. So then I'm doing writing class and a reading class. And then after lunch, we will do math class. Now, before lunch starts, we have 4 children in our classroom, a kindergartner, a first grader, and then 2 third graders. So that looks a little bit different because after lunch, our kindergartner goes home. So with math class that I'm teaching after lunch, the classroom is maybe flowing a little better because the students have more of a foundation of the learning, where the kindergartner is still acquiring all of this information. So before lunch, as I said, I do history and geography. That class we're doing United States history, but because the United States obviously did not exist from the start of time, we've gone back to creation and have started there. So we are now just up to the explorers exploring this continent. And then I also oversee both recess times. So after history geography, I go out with the kids and I'll either let them play, or if they need to do an organized game, I will do an organized game with them. Then we come back in and Pastor does Latin. So I get a chance to prep for writing class. Now in writing class, we have a book that we are using, and each child has their own book. But because we have those different grade levels, the kindergartner will draw pictures instead of writing the words, or perhaps write capital letters because that's what he's capable of doing. And then our first grader can copy words off of the board that I can write. And my 2 third graders will write their own words. If they need help with the spelling or the word structures, things like that, I'll help them with that. And then we move on to reading class. Now, reading class is not me sitting teaching them how to read, again, because of those different grade levels. So what we have opted to do with our hybrid is the parents at home are doing the teaching of actual reading. So the kindergartner, he's learning the sounds that go with these letters. The first grader is working on those sight words and things like that. And then the 2 third graders will just simply read at home. So what my reading class looks like is me reading to the kids. We're reading through the Boxcar Children right now. And we're also talking about the different parts of the story.
My name is Mrs. Carla Hendricks, and I'm the music teacher at Sursum Corda Classical School. Music has always been a passion of mine. I went to school to be a music teacher, and so getting to do it now for my own children and at a school that I get to be a part of creating it's an amazing privilege, and it's really neat to look back on my life and my experiences and see how everything since my childhood has built to give me experience and knowledge to do what I'm doing now. And it really is my passion. I love music and I love sharing it with the kids. I used to be a band teacher and was sad to stop teaching band, but God willing, in a few years here, we'll have a band program that these students can grow into. Music is an integral part of a classical education because we focus on truth, goodness, and beauty. And what is more beautiful than music? We have such a rich history in the Lutheran Church and even across the history of the world of music being beautiful, being expressive, paired with amazing poetry. So exposing the kids to that beauty in the music, in the lyrics, it gives them a real definite, a perfect example of what's good and true and beautiful. So I love sharing that with the kids, the joy on their faces. It focuses their minds, focuses their bodies as soon as they start singing, as soon as they start listening, and it makes them slow down and just rest. And that's such a beautiful thing to see when you can walk into a classroom and you start singing or you turn on music and the kids respond instantly. Doesn't matter what age they are. And in the multi-grade classroom here, that we've got K to 3, and you walk in and everybody's a part of it and everybody's responding and engaging with it. To bring everyone together in that way, music is so powerful. So it's an honor to get to share that with the kids every day. And music is a huge part of our program. Get to share that. And hopefully grow, like I said, into a band program and a strings program and have a little choir. You heard the kids sing today. Just got a little taste of what a small group of them can do. I'm so excited to see what God has in store.
So we here at Faith Lutheran Church, we started looking into the idea of a school about 4 years ago during the shutdown, during the pandemic. And we were working with community leaders trying to do an out-of-school learning space where students, because they couldn't go to public school, where they would come here and they would still get to learn under tutors. And out of that idea came the idea, well, what if we would do a classical school here, a small classical school here at the church? And after years of researching different models and philosophies and all the administrative stuff, so we're a hybrid school. The hybrid model means that it's a cross between homeschooling and traditional schooling, where we have teachers that teach all the subjects, and they will assign work to be done at home then. So it really is, it's as close to homeschooling as we can possibly get, but it takes the burden off of parents so that they don't, if let's say a parent would maybe be interested in homeschooling, but they don't know where to start. That's where this is a really great approach. That we take all of the heavy lifting off of their shoulders, and they just get to enjoy being a parent. They get to enjoy teaching their students, their children, and that's really what we're all about. We want to empower parents to be the first and primary educators in their child's life. And so we're going to help them do that as best we can in this hybrid model. We're a classical school, meaning that we focus on, rather than many subjects, we focus on much. We go deeply. And the classical model uses the trivium of grammar, logic, and rhetoric, and the quadrivium of arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy. And so we focus on those 7 core subjects, along with biblical theology, which is the 8th. And all of those are, they're the liberal arts, they're the classical arts of freedom. And so the idea is, so we want to free students, and rather than burdening them with the idea that this is all so that you can get a job and you need to get the best job and the highest paying job and most fulfilling job that you can, we take a step back and so this is about freeing them, training them in what is good and what is true and what is beautiful. And so that all throughout their life, they know how to do things and they know how to think about things. And so they can tackle anything that they want to then and be able to find joy in it. In other words, to have a flourishing life. And for our school, that's ultimately the goal, for them to have a flourishing life in Christ. That their hearts would be lifted up, free from the worries of the world through the trivium and the quadrivium, the 7 liberal arts of freedom, but also that they would have their hearts lifted up, free from sin and the worries of the world.